Welcome back to the Podcrastinators.
We are at our season 3, episode 2, sci-fi, and the movie we watched today was Fanboys.
Yep. Before we jump into it, I have a quick recommendation to make.
Mm-hmm.
So, currently there are 2 Batman podcasts out there that are pretty good.
Yeah.
So, one of them you can find on HBO. It's called Batman: The Audio Adventures, and it just came out with its 2nd season. It's pretty lighthearted and childish, but then there's a more like serious, darker one on Spotify called Batman Unbound, which is like pretty crazy. I recommend checking it out.
Like a story?
They're like each one basically they have a voice actor for every character, and it's like just a story.
So it's like a radio show.
It is,
like
yeah. It's like exactly.
Yeah.
It is like a radio show. It's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
I'd recommend checking them out. Yeah,
I'll have to check it out. I didn't know that was a thing. Actually, I did see the Batman Audio Adventures on HBO on your account when I was browsing, but I didn't know that's what it was.
I just thought about it because I noticed season 2 of that came out, and
Nice.
The Batman Audio Adventures is kind of like,
I'm surprised that, I mean, it's Batman, right? So it has to, anything that's actually licensed or like done by through DC or anything around that will get attention no matter what. But I'm surprised. I feel like most people probably wouldn't watch that or listen to it.
Yeah, I was also surprised when I saw season 2 had come out, and yeah, that's what made me want to recommend it, was that season 2 came out.
That's neat. I like that.
Yeah. So I'd recommend watching it. One's a little more lighthearted and kiddie, and the other one's pretty dark and gritty.
The cool one.
Yeah, there's definitely a cool one, but both are entertaining if you like Batman.
So as far as comedies go,
oh yes, the movie.
if you're super into early 2000s homophobic sexual harassment and very on the nose, like, I get the reference, this is a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Not a lot of room here.
Nah, that's about what I think that's about encapsulates everything. We'll see you guys next time.
Look out for the next episode, or maybe a bonus episode this weekend.
Yeah.
See you later. No, but this movie was very dated for sure.
Yeah.
But I kept thinking about how this movie wouldn't exist without Clerks, you know? Like how in Clerks they talk about,
dude,
like,
I swear to God, Kevin Smith. We've had to mention Kevin Smith in like 60% of our fucking podcast. And of course, I knew the minute too when he showed up as a cameo in the movie. I'm like, God damn it, dude. We're literally the nerds in this fucking movie. We're going around in circles talking about Star Wars and Kevin Smith.
Honestly, I had that same thought too. But in my notes, I did write, it all comes back to Kevin Smith.
It does. It always does.
No, that's very true.
And of course, you and I are in the movie when he came like, ha ha ha, there he is.
Yeah, we were like, hey, that's the guy.
Like just genuine excitement, like, yeah. That was my favorite part of the movie.
That was also my favorite part of the movie. But don't you think that like Clerks also does the like pop culture dialogue between the characters? I feel like that this movie is an evolution of that.
Yeah,
not
but
in necessarily
I feel like
a good
in this
way.
one, I don't know. I feel like when I was thinking about this right before the podcast. I was walking my dog to go take a piss, and I was like, this movie, because like this movie could be, I don't know. I think maybe more enjoyable if it went more niche with a fucking fandom. Because Star Wars is the safe bet, right? It's like even like the fucking jocks know on every reference that was said in this movie.
Exactly. That's a good point. That's another reason. But then
again, you want your movie to make money, right?
Yeah, just like we talked about with the fucking Batman thing. It's got that relationship to the property. You have that fan base already. Yeah, I agree. What movie or what year do you think that this movie came out?
Like 2008.
Yeah, 2009. I was honestly thinking it had come out earlier.
Yeah.
Like just in the, like we said, the fucking
Didn't Phantom Menace come out in like 2001 or something?
99.
99, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess Revenge of the Sith was 2003. I would have thought that this came out like 2004, almost like right after. But I was surprised when it was 2009, to be honest.
They should do a sequel called Fanboys 2 where another one of their friends gets cancer. And then they do the same thing and go see the new Star Wars. And then at the end, they're like, guys, what if it's worse than anything we've ever imagined? And then the movie ends.
It's the exact same.
And it just happens like Disney will release another trilogy of just god-awful Star Wars movies. And then the next movie will be another friend until there's just one person left.
They've all died of cancer. I was thinking that the heist would be better if they were stealing the original print of the original trilogy, like without all the special effects and stuff. Mm-hmm. Because did you know that the original Star Wars, like, prints, I guess, got selected to be preserved in the National Archives, but George Lucas sent them the special editions, and they're like, we don't want these. We want the, like, actual theatrical releases to be preserved in the archives. Yeah, and he said no. Because I guess the special editions are the definitive version there.
That's so dumb. That's so fucking stupid.
So I was thinking the heist would be way cooler if they were going for the theatrical releases of the original trilogy.
I feel like this movie could be done again, but a little bit better.
It's definitely of its time.
It's definitely of its time, yeah. Is this considered a cult classic?
I think so, but I don't know. It was pretty generic. It was generic. Followed the American Pie formula,
Mm-hmm. And that's a good way to put it, the American Pie formula.
This super raunchy, super offensive rom-com.
Yeah. What about the scene where he was just humping his friend's foot for 20 seconds? That scene was kind of funny.
Went on for way too long. Yeah. That's what made it funny, though.
Yeah.
When he started doing it, I was like, this is kind of cringy.
And then he kept going. And you're like, all right, that's kind of funny. They also said f***ing a lot in this movie. They called a lot of people I'm not
might have to bleep that out. Oh, God. That's the F word you're not supposed to say.
That's the F word you're supposed to say.
I don't know.
Well, they said the F word. Well, why can they say this is a PG-13 movie? This is at least a PG-13 podcast.
but that came out in the 2000s, when they didn't know that it wasn't okay to say that.
Do you think that they just wouldn't allow a movie to say that now, or do you think it'd be rated R immediately?
That's a good point, but I feel like if modern movies that say it now, usually the character is not it's not the main character.
At the beginning of the movie, it's like, warning. Whoa. This movie contains the word. Yeah, you're like, there's a bunch of people in the theater we gotta get out of here.
It's time to leave.
It's time to go.
But I don't know, I feel like modern movies that use certain words usually it's not one of the main characters, it's a not likable character. Usually they end up dying. It's a villain. Mm-hmm. When the main characters are saying it in the movie, you're like, oh gosh, that's a little harsh.
Or it's in this when the scene cut and they're all in jail and he's like, man, I really shouldn't have called that cop.
Yeah,
they're just sitting there like, whoa, shit.
Yeah.
Do you think that'll forever be the cycle of comedy? The more we go down into the future, the more everything prior will always be more or I don't know. That's a deeper question.
That's a deeper question that I'm not prepared for.
Yeah, I'm not prepared for after watching this movie.
Yeah.
Movie about a bunch of Star Wars fans.
Okay. What did you think of the title crawl? Well, we've kind of actually mentioned that most of the references are just super cringy, but
yeah,
it's starting with the title crawl. I was just like, what the fuck? Spaceballs did it right the first time. I don't think
Spaceballs is way better than this movie.
Spaceballs is way better than this movie.
I love Spaceballs. I have not even thought of it. When did Spaceballs come out?
I think in the 80s after or maybe mid 90s, early 90s. Let's look it up.
Spaceballs.
87.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
Like, obviously you can still do, like, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, this was a Star Wars parody.
Yeah.
Like, obviously there's potential there because
Why
Spaceballs did it, Family Guy's done it, Robot Chicken's done it. Like,
yeah.
This one is just not a good one.
Yeah. Robot Chicken has some good ones.
This one is almost on the side of, like, Big Bang Theory. Almost.
You think so?
I don't know. Well, I feel like Big Bang Theory just, like, puts...
All right, all my big bangers out there. Let's take Cameron down for assaulting our fandom.
I feel like in Big Bang Theory, it, like, treats all the nerds like they're the butt of the joke, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like... I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's also like, it's also like, this is all the stuff I love. Like, why do these characters have to be fucking lame as shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't think, like, I don't know, how many people can super relate to that? Like, can it just be like, I don't know.
All of it is just like, look at how nerdy these people are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry to get off my Big Bang Theory soapbox, but at least this one didn't treat its characters like they were the butt of the joke, you know?
That's fair.
Like, it definitely took itself seriously in the fact that, like, you could tell the people actually cared about Star Wars. But I was thinking maybe at the time of this coming out, those, like, a lot of the references probably weren't so overdone, you know?
Nah, dude.
Really?
Star Wars has been, I feel like it's fucking Star Wars, bro. Everybody knows Star Wars. Everybody's obsessed with Star Wars.
True. Is Star Wars versus Star Trek like that big of a thing?
Maybe back then. Actually, definitely back then, because there actually used to be like a show for Star Trek that was like pretty critically revered.
Yeah.
But
Next Generation.
But now we have the Star Trek shows that are, what is it, on the CW? Are they on the CW?
No, I think that they're on Paramount Plus now.
All I know is that they're supposedly like laughably bad. Like,
I know nothing.
Really? Like, I've watched a couple of things on it where like they're like actually like just awful, like awful.
Well, Star Wars is due.
Yeah, well, Star Wars is better than what they're doing.
That's true. The Mandalorian has its moments.
Yeah,
we fucking are the characters in this goddamn movie.
We are the yeah.
There were I guess we kind of talked about the cameos.
There was Darth Maul.
There was Darth Maul. That was a good cameo.
There was Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen played multiple characters. Machete. Danny Trejo. Yeah.
Wasn't Lando in there?
Oh yeah, Lando was in there. Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher was in there. Yeah.
They couldn't get Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford. No way Harrison Ford would do it.
No way Harrison. I feel like Mark Hamill might have. I mean...
Yeah, Mark Hamill was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah. Maybe he just wasn't around during that time or something.
Yeah, maybe there was some scheduling conflicts.
But yeah, Harrison Ford would not waste his time.
No way Harrison Ford would not have been in this. Yeah. Oh, so one of the characters in this movie has a line where they say that Harrison Ford is one of the greatest actors of all time. Mm-hmm. I think there might be something to say that there's an argument that can be made there.
I don't think he's a light contender for greatest actor of all time. Yeah. But I think it's a much easier argument that he's one of the most iconic.
Okay. I could see it. I mean, yeah. Most
Indiana
iconic.
Jones, Blade Runner, and Star Wars, like.
And The Fugitive. Fugitive is really good.
But like literally being like the poster boy for action and adventure and sci-fi movies.
Yeah, true. Well, here is the most recent rumor for Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You were gonna tell me before the movie. But...
So apparently they want him to be General Ross moving forward in Marvel.
Interesting.
Which means Red Hulk. Imagine if Harrison Ford was Red Hulk.
And then he's super cool and Red Hulk comes out and Hulk's like, "What are you doing over here?" And everybody's like, "Ha ha 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 ha."
Or it could
Hulk
be
is
awesome.
funny.
or they could go all out and make a rageful monster Hulk versus Red Hulk. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but you know they're not going to.
Hey, come on, Werewolf by Night was kind of violent. There were some decapitations and blood.
There's some. I can't think off the top of my mind, but I feel like there's some violence in the other movies.
Yeah, I guess there's
Loki's neck gets broken. That's pretty graphic.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe they'll bring Hulk back to his roots here.
Yeah,
maybe. We'll see how She-Hulk.
I mean,
ends.
we saw how they did. I feel like with Marvel, anytime they have a new movie come out, you're like, oh wow, they got that huge big name actor as the villain. Hopefully, he's not embarrassing.
Just like Christian Bale. Yeah. And then they did it to Tim Roth in She-Hulk, which we haven't, at the time of recording this, the last episode has yet to come out. So apparently Abomination might be in it as Abomination.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll show his true colors.
Kingpin's gonna come back and after like slamming the guy's head in the TV show and be like, what's happening, guys?
Well, Kingpin's supposed to have an eye patch now.
Say what?
Spoilers for the Hawkeye TV show.
Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, I tried watching the first episode, but I fell asleep. It takes a lot of for me to watch those shows.
Yeah.
I did like Loki, though, I will say.
Loki was very good. I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I wanted to say that the lightsaber transitions were a little bit much in this movie. Going back to the movie.
The lightsaber transitions?
Yeah, they had like some wipes where it'd be like the lightsaber would come up through the middle of the screen and then it would go like and like transition to the next scene with some lightsaber wipes. It was when they were in like Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah, I remember them doing the wipes a lot.
Yeah,
which it was
that's
like
a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, I was like, I wish they just did it the entire time, not just a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I guess there's a lot more cuts than
in Star Wars.
Yeah,
there's a lot more reverse shot. Maybe transitioning between scenes though.
It's one of those things where for me, it's like, oh wow, look, it's just like Star Wars. It's like, why don't you just watch Star Wars?
Yeah, but what about the heartwarming tale of the Make-A-Wish friend? They really wanted to go see the Phantom Menace.
That's the true sick joke at the end. Their friends who died of cancer, the last thing you got to do was watch the Phantom Menace.
That fucking Jar Jar character was awesome.
I did like that scene where he had the Jar Jar tattoo. That was kind of like, haha.
Yeah.
What would be the worst movie? Like, if you were about to die, what would be the worst movie someone could show you?
Batman v Superman.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're that, like,
fuck
against
that
it?
I hate Batman v Superman.
Oh, God.
Or Suicide Squad, bro. That would be so painful.
Suicide Squad was pretty bad. I don't know. There's a lot of really bad movies out there. I can't think of which one would like, pain me the
Rise
most,
of Skywalker.
Yeah, that movie would piss me off. So, oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
The name's Rey Skywalker.
Oh wait, is that the second one, or you mean the third? No, I hate.
No, that's the last one.
I hate the second one the most.
What?
Hands down.
No,
the
episode
second one
9
makes me
is
want to
easily
die,
worse.
bro. They had the weird horses with the human faces,
yeah,
and the little kids who are like, "I'm gonna be one with the Force," and immediately when you have children in a movie like that, you're like, "Fuck this movie."
But what about Palpatine has somehow returned?
Or what about when Finn is gonna have like the coolest redemption after being a kind of cool character in the first one and then being lame, and then he's gonna like sacrifice himself, and then Rose stops him and she's like, "We don't fight them with hate, we fight them with love."
But that's Star Wars. Come on.
Oh, dude, come on. Yeah, like I guess, but just like the way they put it together, like, you know, it's in context. It's just not good.
No, I do think it would have been way better had he sacrificed
fucking Luke
himself.
Brushing the dust off of his
What?
shoulders.
That was hard.
No, it's not. That was not Luke. And why? Also, tell me, why did Luke need to force project himself?
Why was the Emperor back?
Okay, but the Emperor back has that's just like sure, like fucking. It's all dumb. It's all very dumb. But like, why would he need to force project himself if he's just gonna die anyways? Why didn't he just go to the planet? Why couldn't they just have done that?
Because it was all a diversion.
Why couldn't it have all been a diversion with him there? Like,
that's a good point. Well, what does he say at the end? Well, they needed him to like have a good send off, you know, to like just fade away, like
what, they couldn't have had him
peacefully
killed
fade
like
away.
Obi-Wan? Once you strike me down, I'll be more powerful than you could ever imagine.
I do agree that would be cooler. But just bringing back the Emperor is so lazy and just so egregious without anything. And then what about Finn? And they're like,
or what about
Finn being like, Rey, I have something to tell you.
At least there's not 12 different subplots in the third one that all amount to nothing. Like the whole mutiny with fucking Poe Dameron, where at the end she's like, I like this kid. And she's like, you almost let a mutiny happen on your ship. You couldn't have just told him the fucking plan. Like, yeah, you two were at each other's throats and almost killed everybody in this fucking space station. Like, are you fucking dumb?
No, I agree. That is also stupid. But what about like the million Star Destroyers?
Princess Leia force pulled herself in from fucking space, Cameron. You can't tell me the second movie doesn't want to make you shoot yourself, dude.
Well, what about how cool the like kamikaze light space thing is?
Yeah, and the light speed.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Even though it's so stupid.
Visually, it's cool, right? Visually, they got it right.
But there was it didn't need to happen. Mm-mm. But it was still a cool moment. And the scene where Rey and Kylo Ren fight together in the throne room for what's his name? Fucking Snoke. That was kind of a cool scene.
That was a cool scene. Yeah. What about the scene where the big crane arm was flying around Palpatine? Wasn't that scene cool?
You changed movies. Fuck Star Wars.
Wait,
fuck Disney.
Yeah, honestly, fuck Star Wars. Wait, did Rey and
what about when Rey and Kylo Ren kissed?
That's what I was just about to ask. Did they kiss, or was it just a fever dream?
They did kiss. That's easily the worst Star Wars movie. Number 9 is easily the worst.
I don't know, dude. The new trilogy is like... It hurts.
At least episode 7 was like kind of exciting when it was coming out. Like there was so much potential after.
Remember all the stuff with like the Knights of Ren and stuff when the first movie came out, and they had like, I don't know. We never got anything else of like Luke's like camp of like training. There was just so much cool stuff they like kind of teased, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of videos on the internet that talk about this, but like there needed to be a plan, you know? There was no like cohesive plan. It was just like, all right, we're gonna get this person to do the next movie, and then it was just course correction after. There was just no plan that connected them all. Apparently George Lucas gave them notes for a sequel trilogy and they just threw them out. Like they're like, nope, we're starting from scratch. Not that
I don't
Lucas's
know how much
version would have been good or anything after how the prequels
probably would have been better though,
maybe. But the prequels are leagues ahead of the sequel trilogy.
And
at least the prequels are like original.
And also there's also the prequels have the coolest lore, hands down.
And the best lightsaber battles.
They have the coolest characters, the best lightsaber battles. They have every single cool media property that has come out of Star Wars is like 9 times out of 10 during the prequel era.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully Star Wars does not go the way of the current situation of Marvel.
Well, didn't they say they were going to wait longer for the next one?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all just crowd control, right? Who fucking knows what they're doing up there fucking with billions of dollars snorting cocaine in their fucking offices.
Yeah. Kathleen Kennedy ruining Star Wars.
What if we put Mickey in this one? Yes!
Son of a bitch, that's it.
Son of a bitch, you're hired.
Okay.
It's like Cartman in the fucking South Park. What if Adam Sandler was a golden retriever?
Yeah. What if Marvel and Star Wars end up crossing over, like in this whole multiverse thing that's going down?
Nah.
I would be pissed. I think I would have to boycott them for the rest of my life. That might be the only scenario. I would be like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. I would be furious. But I think a DC Marvel crossover would be better. Because there's precedent for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I could see him trying to do it with Star Wars.
What big players do they have in Marvel? They have Benedict Cumberbatch.
They got Tom Holland. Tom Holland.
I see Tom Holland doesn't strike me as much as like a supporting role for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, you know,
he strikes you more as a supporting
or
role?
less as a supporting role.
Well, didn't you?
Or, sorry, more as a supporting role, not as like a main one. That sorry, I don't know if whatever I said made sense.
Okay.
I don't mean Tom Holland's can't carry it on his back, you know, like the other people, like fucking Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and Benedict Cumberbatch during that. Hawkeye's gone now too. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of ones where it's like it seems very like
Hawkeye may or may not be gone.
Oh yeah, I guess I have to watch the show, don't I?
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston might be able to do it. Well, we'll see how Phase 4 ends up going, or how they build upon this, because I feel like all this has been set up so far.
Yeah,
hasn't been very good setup, but it could be awesome.
It could be.
It could be so good.
They sprinkle greatness here and there.
I think they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
I
hope so. That's all I can say.
Like the last 9 minutes, we're not even talking about the movie.
I don't know about the last 9 minutes. It's probably like the last 19.
Yeah, true. We are the fucking characters in this movie.
Yeah, unfortunately. Fortunately, I'm proud to be those characters. Actually, no, I don't want to be those characters.
No, we're way better than
we're way better than those characters. It was a movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm
not gonna recommend it.
No. This movie was ass. I remember liking it when I first watched it.
Yeah.
But that was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, this movie sucked ass.
Mm-hmm. Nostalgia is quite a thing.
It is.
What's our next movie?
Our next movie is Under the Skin.
Ah.
Finally, a sci-fi movie that's actually sci-fi.
You're right, yeah, because Scanner Darkly wasn't too sci-fi.
And this one was just, hey, don't you like Star Wars? We also like Star Wars.
Sweet. Well, we appreciate you all listening, as always.
Yep.
And be on the lookout for new stuff that comes out.
Yep.
All right. Farewell.
Farewell.